move on and get to an update from the world of sports. A day after the World Wrestling Federation suspended the Indian body due to delayed elections, wrestler Sakshi Malik has slammed Brij Bhushan Singh and his aides, saying that they never got a medal for India but want to exploit the players who did. Sakshi also pulled up the federation over being the reason why Indian players will not be able to represent the tricolour at global events. The suspension of the Wrestling Federation of India, remember, means that the players will now compete under a neutral flag instead of the tricolour. My colleague Karishma has been tracking this for us. Let's go across to her and understand what more details we have on this. Karishma, clearly this came as a huge embarrassment for the country yesterday when the global body, wrestling body, had suspended the Indian wrestling body, Indian Federation. But now, of course, more and more wrestlers speaking out against this decision, and clearly their anger, their past anger coming to the fore yet again against Brij Bhushan Singh.
Well, it's absolutely. It is Bajrang Punia, Vinesh Phogat and Sakshi Malik who were the faces of the wrestlers' protest, who are speaking out against the suspension of the Wrestling Federation of India and its suspension. But remember, at the end of the day, it was the IOA ad hoc body that was running the affairs of the WFI. They tried to get elections done 2 times, first in July, then in August, but both times they were stayed by High Court, first from Guwahati, then from Chandigarh. So now, of course, they will have to get the suspension called off, or otherwise the Indian players will, of course, not play under the India flag. And more importantly, in World Championships next year, if any wrestler wins a quota for the Paris Olympics, that would be null and void because of playing under a neutral flag and not India flag. So this has to be Indian Olympic Association's priority now to get the elections done and get the suspension called off so that everything can go back to normal, because it is very important to know that this is an Olympic year, this is an Olympic qualifying year, and that is why it's important that India gets to play, India's athletes get to play under the India flag, and this is what Sakshi Malik, Dinesh Phogat and Bajrang Punia since yesterday have been speaking against.
All right, Karishma, thank you very much for joining us with those details. Of course, we'll have to see what really comes out of that. But clearly, currently, the wrestlers are extremely angry. They were, and now, of course, they are speaking out against this most recent decision of suspending the Indian wrestling body as well. Moving